Hey YouTube, I'm bringing you a Chronomaly deck list here that I custom built. I didn't really look anything up for it. I thought I'd share this with you guys. If it helps, let me know. I'll keep doing more. I have a few more decks that I've pre-built, so I could test them out whenever you want. Just let me know. Alright, so to start off our deck, we run one Chronomaly Soul Monolith. I don't know if you guys can see this very well. I'm using my phone, but its effect allows you to make another Chronomaly level 6. Pretty helpful. But you cannot special summon another monster except Chronomaly. Next, we run one Winged Sphinx. This card's just helpful to bring back any level 5s. Chronomaly, so if you have another Winged Sphinx, you can bring it back with its effect or anything else. But you cannot special summon except Chronomalys. Next up, we run two Crystal Bones. This card, just basically a free level 3, pretty easy to summon. And its effect is when an opponent's monster, when your opponent has a monster and you don't, you just summon it from your hand. Oh, and then when you do, you can summon another Chronomaly except Crystal Bones from your hand or graveyard. Next up, two Chronomaly Golden Jets. Pretty simple. This guy's just to increase the levels of your monsters, to summon out some of the higher ranked XYZs I have in here, so you could change other monsters' levels. Pretty easy to use. Then we run two Gordian Knots. This card's just special summon there. Lets you special summon any Chronomaly, and this card's level becomes the same as that monster's level. Two Guardians. I would run a third, I just don't know where it is. I've looked for many Chronomaly cards for this deck that I couldn't find. I run two because I run 3 of the Fuel Spell for this deck, and so I thought 2 would be very good to bring out XYZs. Next we have two Cabrera Trebuchets. This card is just used to change your opponent's monsters and get out the effect of number 33 and 36. Pretty helpful. And this guy, it's just tribute another Chronomaly to activate its effect to make a monster on your opponent's side of the field 0. Two Aztec Mask Golem. Pretty simple. This guy's just a nice level 4 to have. Pretty easy to get out. And you can special summon it if you've activated a Chronomaly spell card, but you can only control one of them at a time. That's the same for a Tula Guardian. Next, one Moai Carrier. I would trade this out in a couple of the Chronomalys for Moai if you actually have it, the original version of him. Moai Carrier, it's still a good monster, but it's not as good as Moai. One Chronomaly Crystal Skull. This card's just giving you the ability to add another Chronomaly to your hand if you control one. Just discard it. If you control another Chronomaly, say I have him in my hand, I can discard him, add Mask Golem to my hand, and then activate one of my Chronomaly spell cards, special him out, and then XD summon that turn. That's just an example. There are many times you can use this. And then the last two Chronomaly monsters we have in here are Mayan Machine. I just run this, pretty simple level 3. If you do want to run a Machine Tribute, you have this guy. Counts as 2 tributes for a Machine type monster. So it's pretty helpful. And then the last 2 monsters in this deck are 2 Giant Rats. Because a lot of the Chronomalys are Earth, except for a couple of them. So it just makes it easier to special summon some of your Chronomalys out. Now onto the spell cards. I run one Fissure, Pretty simple, just clear out a monster on your opponent's side of the field. 2 Soul Exchange. This is just to help me get out my Moai Carriers and Winged Sphinx. 3 Chronomaly Pyramid Eye Tablets. This card just buffs your Chronomalies, makes them stronger. I really wish they would make more Chronomaly support, but I think they're done with this archetype. Next up, 3 Chronomaly Technologies. This card just your draw power. It also helps with Babylon. You can add more Chronomalies to your graveyard to use Babylon's effect, which I will tell you here in a moment. Next up, 3 Chronomaly City Babylons. This card just lets you banish a Chronomaly from your graveyard, special summon one of the same level. So, pretty nice. It'll help you get Chronomalies out quicker, especially if it's a prolonged duel. That's why I run 3 of those. But keep in mind, some of these cards can get kind of cloggy in your deck. Next up, 1 Magical Arm Shield, just for extra defense against attacks. 2 Dust Tornadoes. This is the only way in this deck that I have to get rid of trap cards. I give away most of my MSTs, otherwise I would run a couple of those, but sadly I don't have any, so I run Dust Tornadoes to make up for that. 3 Stonehenge Methods. This card is very helpful for the deck. It makes it so that anytime a Chronomaly monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effects and sent to the graveyard, special summon a level 4 or lower 1 from your deck in face-up defense position. But it cannot change its battle position. So, pretty helpful. Bring out a powerful wall like Moai or Moai Carrier if you want to run either of those. And then last but not least, 2 Call of the Haunted to just bring back any monsters you could possibly need. And yeah, these are just in case you run out of Babylons, or maybe you just need a monster and you're not drawing the Babylon, or you can't use Babylon's effect. Alright, on to the extra deck. We have 1 number 36 Chronomaly Chateau Hook. I don't quite know how to say it, but his effect, you can detach an extra material, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0 until the end of the turn, and then you contribute 1 Chronomaly monster, then target 1 monster your opponent controls whose current attack is different from its original and destroy the target. So he basically just blows up monsters. 1 Terabyte. He's just a pretty nice rank 3. Not the best, but this extra deck is changeable because it's not really going to matter what you run in the extra deck as long as you run the few Chronomaly XYZs there are. This deck should work pretty well for you, extra deck wise. So Terabyte, I just like Terabyte. He's a pretty cool card to run, in my opinion. 1 Wind Up Zenmains, level rank 3, XYZ, pretty nice card. You can just use it whenever. It'll save itself, and then you can blow up cards on your opponent's side of the field, so it's pretty nice, especially summon in defense mode. Or XZ summon in defense mode. 1 Shark Drake, just because you have so many level 4s in this deck, it's unbelievable. Pretty easy to run, pretty easy to use a Shark Drake. 1 Constellar Pleiades, because you run light type monsters, and with Golden Jet, who is a light type monster, you can easily special summon him. Not really needed, but I like him. I got him from my family, so I wanted to run him because pretty easy to use. 1 Giga Brilliant, just to have another rank 3. You run quite a few level 3s. A Soul of Silver Mountain. This card's pretty helpful because 2 level 3 Earth monsters. It allows you to bring back Earth monsters from the graveyard, and it can make it so your opponent can activate a set Speller Trap card. So it's pretty nice. And then if it's destroyed by battle while it has an XYZ material, it can target one earth monster in the graveyard and special summon it back in defense position. One crystal Chronomaly crystal chrononaut. I would run more than one, but I only have two, and the other one's in a different deck. I probably should incorporate it in here, because this guy just can save your butt. You can detach an XYZ material, and it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, your opponent takes any battle damage you would have. I highly recommend switching out like Terabyte or something for the original 6, and then throwing in a rank up magic in here, because C6 and 6 together are just overpowered. But if you use any of its effects, your opponent doesn't take any more damage for the rest of the turn. So that's the only downside of this card. One Gagagigo the Risen. Nice rank 4 to have in the deck. One Photon Strike Bouncer. Negates your opponent's effects and deals damage. One Tri-Edge Levia, just to weaken your opponent's monsters, negate their effects. And then this is also a good card to combine with 36 and 33. Number 33, Chronomaly Makumek. Next card, if an opponent's monster's attack is different from its original, inflict them damage equal to the difference, and Makumek permanently gains the damage. You dealt a number 9. You can use Golden Jets to bring this guy out. Just take a level 4. It'll take you a few turns, but if you can actually keep those monsters alive, you can get Dyson Spear out pretty easily. Pretty hard to kill too. And then Abyss Super Splash, because you can get level 6s out. Pretty simple. Soul Monolith and Gordian Knot combo. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you liked it. I will try and do more if you guys did. Bye.